Hi everyone, welcome to the class 3 of chemical kinetics. In the previous class, we have discussed with the factors affecting the rate of a chemical reaction. We have seen how the concentration of reactant will affect. Now, in the present class, we'll try to continue with the order of a chemical reaction, types of order, and so with the help of knowing the order of a chemical reaction, we'll give the unit of K for various ordered reactions. So first of all, we'll learn, so what is order of a chemical reaction? Now to understand what is the order of a chemical reaction, so we'll try to take a simple general equation. With the help of that, we'll try to learn. Now if we take a general chemical reaction, so where AA plus BB gives rise to CC plus DD as the products. So we'll consider this equation as experimentally determined rate equation form. That means, so the rate of the chemical reaction is depending on this step only. Such a rate determined step, so we'll consider it as experimentally determined chemical reaction. So here the reactants are capital A and capital B, products are capital C and capital B. So and small a, small b, small c, small d represents the stoichiometric coefficients of the reactants and products respectively. Now, so if we write the rate equation for this, so we know that R is equal to K into concentration of the reactant A power A and concentration of reactant B power B. That is, the products of molar concentration of the reactants rise to their appropriate powers. So it is considered as a rate equation form for this equation. Now, order of such a rate determined equation so can be given as sum of these power terms. Now, A plus B in this given rate equation so determines the order of a chemical reaction. It is clear. Now by understanding this, so we can define the order of a chemical reaction in a clear way. So order of a reaction order of a chemical reaction is sum of powers of the concentration of the reactants and it should be a rate determined expression. Hence, so concentration of the reactants in the rate law expression. So rate law expression refers to the experimentally determined rate equation. So in such experimentally determined rate equation, now this is the experimentally determined rate equation form. So in that the sum of the powers of the molar concentrations of reactants will be considered as order of a chemical reaction. Such order of a chemical reaction, so order of such a chemical reaction may be 0, may be a fraction or an integer. Now you can think, so without reactant, reaction will not proceed. Then how come these power term sum will be equal to 0? We can assume. So that is under special conditions we are defining that 0 order reaction. So order is considered as 0 under a special condition that we'll try to discuss with the types of order of a chemical reaction. Before going to that, so just recall. So order of a chemical reaction is defined as the sum of the powers of the molar concentration of the reactants in an experimentally determined rate equation or in the rate law expression. Whichever is comfortable for you, you can remember. Instead of in the rate law expression, you can write it as experimentally determined rate equation. Now we'll try to learn. So what are the different types of order of a chemical reaction? So we'll see few important examples, so as mentioned from syllabus. So the first one, so we'll concentrate zero order reaction, then first order reaction. So these two we have in the syllabus in detail to learn. So their differential rate equation forms as well as integrated rate equation forms we need to learn. Other than this, so you can also relate second order reaction, third order reaction like that. So, but we'll stick on to the syllabus. Zero and first order we'll try to define with examples. Other than that, so we'll concentrate for competitive exams. So additionally, it will be second order, third order and all you can practice for the competitive exams. Now we'll try to learn first zero order reaction. Now, so in general, we can define zero order reaction is that in which the order of reaction is zero. But how it is becoming zero is very important. So to understand this, so we'll take examples. So if we take any given chemical reactions, so if we take any chemical reactions, so if it takes place on the surfaces, if it takes place on any surfaces, say for example, so whatever the catalyst used, so on the surface of catalyst, the chemical reaction is taking place. In all such cases, the rate of a chemical reaction, the rate of chemical reaction will be independent on concentration of reactant. Rate of the chemical reaction is independent on the concentration of reactant. That means whatever the concentration of reactant is present, the reaction will take place. Whether it is very high concentration, very low concentration, or moderate concentration, irrespective of that. So hence, so such a chemical reaction, so which is independent on the concentration of reactant, so is defined as a zero order reaction. So concentration of it is reactant. Now, for example, so consider decomposition of hydrogen iodide, so taking place on the surface of gold. Now on the surface of gold, if the decomposition of hydrogen iodide takes place to give hydrogen and iodine, so for this, if we write the rate equation, R is equal to K into concentration of Hi. So now, according to rate equation form, the stoichiometric power, so 2 has to be raised and order of the reaction was supposed to be 2. But as it is taking place on the surface of gold, instead of 2, the power will be considered as 0. So because, so as it is taking place on the surface, the rate of the chemical reaction is independent on the concentration of reactant. Hence, R is equal to K will be seen only for zero order reaction. So hence, so if we consider, so with the help of this example, now we can define a zero order reaction as rate of a chemical reaction is independent on the concentration of reactant. Rate of a chemical reaction is independent on the concentration of reactant. So that is defined as a zero order reaction. A zero order reaction is the one in which the rate of a chemical reaction is independent on the concentration of reactant. So in this to consider, the surfaces are very important when you are writing the example. So types you need to remember with the example. So when you are mentioning the example on the reaction arrow, the gold has to be mentioned. So without that, the order of the reaction will be 2. The reaction will be second order. If it is not taking place on the gold surface, then order of the reaction will be 2. So order will be 2 if it is not taking place on gold surface. Hence, if gold surface is mentioned, the power term will become 0. Why? Because the concentration of reactant is independent on such cases. Hence, order will be equal to 0 in this case only. And such chemical reactions, so where there is independent on the concentration of reactant, or the chemical reaction is independent on the concentration of reactant, such ordered reaction is called as zero order reaction. Hope with this explanation it is clear. So still zero order reactions depend on the concentration, but as it is taking place on the surface, so whatever is the concentration present, reaction will proceed. Hence, by assuming that condition, so we are relating, so zero order reaction is independent on the concentration of reactant. Now we'll try to understand similarly, so first order reaction. Now we'll take a general expression or an example equation. Then with the help of that, we'll try to define what is the first order reaction. Now we'll take the decomposition of PCl5 into PCl3 and chlorine gas. Now for this, if we write the rate equation, R is equal to K into concentration of the reactant, so rise to its appropriate stoichiometric power. As there is nothing here, it indicates it is 1. So hence, order of a chemical reaction is sum of the power terms, as it is only 1. So hence order of the reaction is equal to 1. Similarly, we'll take another example. So if ethyl chloride, so decomposed to give ethene and HCl. Again for this, if you write the rate expression, R is equal to K into concentration of C2H5Cl power 1. So order of the chemical reaction again in this case is equal to 1. Such a chemical reactions, so which are proceed with, so directly proportional to the molar concentration of the reactant, are referred to as first order reaction. Hence, so first order reaction can be defined as in a reaction, if order of the reaction is 1, or you can define in another term, rate of a reaction is directly proportional to the molar concentration of the reactant. It is called as first order. That is simple. If you write in this, so this implies that rate of the chemical reaction is directly proportional to concentration of PCl5, or rate of the chemical reaction in this case is directly proportional to concentration of C2H5Cl. So this is taken to define this second definition. Rate of the reaction is directly proportional to the molar concentration of the reactant. Such a reaction is called as first order reaction. Similarly, the order is 2, it is called as second order reaction. If the order is 3, then it is called as third order reaction. Like this, we have definitions of order of a chemical reaction. With this, so we'll learn a very important information as the next concept now. Unit of rate constant for different ordered reaction. Now, so we'll consider a general expression, then we'll try to relate. Now, so if we take the rate expression, R is equal to K into concentration of the reactant power N, and we'll assume N as the order. Now, you take the definition of rate. So rate definition explains change in the concentration of either reactant or product with respect to time. As it is with respect to reactant, we'll try to consider. As it is unit we are concentrating, no need to mention the negative sign. Concentration of reactant power N. Now, you try to mention the units apart from K. Now, change in concentration. So concentration is measured in mole per liter. Time is measured in second. Then again, this is a concentration of reactant, hence mole per liter power N. And if you rearrange for K, so K will be equal to mole per liter divided by second into 1 divided by the simple rearrangement. So this, so we'll come to the denominator. That is what I am writing. It is mole per liter, but here is the difference. N has a significance. So for different ordered reaction, N value is different. As the unit simplification and getting the value of K or the unit of K is different for that. So this is what we need to focus. So this is a very important 1 mark and 2 mark questions, both for theory exam and for competitive exam. Unit based identification is very important. At least till third order reaction, you need to practice the unit of K. So they will give the unit and they will ask you to identify the order, or they will give the order and they will ask you to give the unit of K. Now we'll try to understand one by one. So we'll take the first one for zero order reaction. Now for zero order reaction, so we'll assume the equation. So N value will be equal to 0. So we'll substitute in the expression of K. K is equal to mole per liter divided by second into 1 divided by mole per liter, and power n it is 0. Hence, if you simplify this, so any value to the power 0 is equal to 1. Hence, this complete value is equal to 1. And K will be mole per liter per second. Hence, if you observe the unit of K for zero order reaction, unit of K is same as the rate for zero order reaction. Hope what I am telling you are understanding it. So just observe, we know that so rate is equal to mole per liter divided by second. That is what mole per liter per second. So our first class information you can recall. So rate of a chemical reactions unit is mole per liter per second. Now for zero order reaction, unit of K is coming as same, mole per liter per second. Hence unit of K is same as the unit of rate for only zero order reaction. So this can be expected as very important 1 mark question. So name the order of the reaction in which unit of K is same as the unit of rate of reaction they will ask. That is seen only for zero order reaction. Remember this. Second, we learn for first order reaction. N value will be equal to 1. So substitute N as 1 in the expression. K is equal to mole per liter divided by second into 1 divided by mole per liter power 1. Now this and this will be cancelled. So hence the unit is second inverse. So hence unit of K for first order reaction is second inverse per second or second inverse. Similarly, if it is a second order reaction, N value will be 2, and if you substitute in the above expression mole per liter divided by second. So if you remember this expression, so easily you can write it for all, 1 divided by mole per liter, so power 2. So 1 power term and this will be cancelled. Now mole in the numerator will become mole inverse. Liter inverse in the numerator will become liter. Second in the numerator will become second inverse. Mole inverse, liter, second inverse will be the unit for K for a second order reaction. Similarly, so if you take a third order reaction, so where N is equal to 3, so K will be equal to mole per liter by second, 1 divided by mole per liter, and power N value is 3. So one of the power term and this will be cancelled. So hence you are left with power 2 here. So hence mole power 2 in the numerator will be mole inverse 2. Liter inverse 2 in the numerator will be liter square. And second in the numerator will be second inverse. So it is mole inverse 2 liter square second inverse is the SI unit of K for third order reaction. Hope this is clear. Try to practice this. So it is very important 1 mark and 2 mark question topic. Now we'll try to summarize all. So we'll take reaction, its order, and the unit of K. So you try to go in a detailed way. So with the previous information. So just as a conclusion, I'm mentioning here. For a zero order reaction, so order will be 0. So the unit of K will be equal to mole per liter per second. That is unit of K is same as unit of rate. Next, So for first order reaction, order is equal to 1. So unit of K is second inverse. How it is obtained, you try to practice in detailed way and try to make a table of that to remember finally. Then for second order reaction, N value is equal to 2. So K will be, so it is mole inverse liter second inverse. And for third order reaction, so order will be equal to 3. So and unit of K will be, so it is mole inverse to liter square second inverse. So like this, so you can mention the order. So if you remember till third order, it is sufficient. So again, I'm mentioning the general expression to remember. So K will be equal to mole per liter divided by second into 1 divided by concentration of reactant, again mole per liter, with the order n. So if you remember this expression, so unit of K for any given order you can able to write very clearly. Don't get confused. So practice this. So this can be remembered with general expression R is equal to K into concentration of reactant power n. If you rearrange for K, K is equal to R into 1 divided by concentration of reactant power n. So now R rate unit is mole per liter divided by second. So again it is a concentration, hence mole per liter. So N represents the order. If you remember this easily, you can practice the unit for K without any confusion. You can easily remember. With this, we'll go for the next concept. So relating both order with another important definition. So molecularity. What is that molecularity? We'll try to learn first. So before going to the types, we'll try to understand what is molecularity is. Now, if we take any given chemical equation, whether it is an elementary step or a complex reaction, so whatever it is. So if you take such the number of reacting species taking part in an elementary reaction which must collide simultaneously to form